At Sierra, discover top workout gear at incredible prices, which might lead to another discovery. Your headphones haven't been connected this whole time. Awkward. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
This is Optimal Health Daily. 3 ways decluttering helps you lose weight by Rose Lounsbury of roselounsbury.com. And I'm Dr. Neil. Hey there, happy middle of the week Wednesday, and welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, where I read some of the best health and fitness blogs to you, and always with a bit of my commentary at the end. Now on Wednesday, I like to share a little bit of inspiration with you. You know, it's the middle of the week for many of us, and we may need that little extra boost of positivity to get us through the last couple of days. So with that, here's our motivation. Quote, "You can't be afraid of failure. I don't think you'll succeed at anything if you're afraid of failing. You've got to be willing to take a risk." Katrin Davidsdottir. All right, and with that, let's get right to today's post and start optimizing your life. 3 ways decluttering helps you lose weight by Rose Lounsbury of roselounsbury.com. You might not think that clutter in your cupboards relates to clutter on your waistline, but research reveals a rather startling correlation. A 2008 study found that those who said they struggled with clutter were 77% more likely to be overweight or obese. Yikes. So what's the link? Why would struggling with weight relate to struggling with clutter? In my work with hundreds of personal clients and students over the years, I've found that clutter and weight are close cousins. And not the fun kind of cousins that you used to play hide and seek with in your grandma's basement. These are those cousins you wish you weren't related to, the ones that show up at the family reunion and you sincerely wonder if the mailman delivered the invitation to the wrong house. Note to all my cousins, none of you are this kind of cousin. I love all of you, I just can't resist a good analogy. In any case, I was recently a guest on Nicole Simonon's Shape It Up Over 40 podcast, where we talked about exactly this. How does decluttering help you lose weight? So let's get into it here. 3 ways decluttering helps you lose weight. Number 1, decluttering is exercise. If you've ever tried to haul a box of old stuff out of your basement, you know this is true, but it bears repeating. Decluttering is amazing exercise. When I used to work with clients in their homes, I quickly found that I needed to up my fitness game in order to be physically strong enough to do the hard work of decluttering. A good decluttering session is basically a series of squats, bicep curls, and core strength moves all rolled into one. So hey, if you needed an excuse to skip the gym and take care of those cluttered shelves in the garage, excuse granted. Number 2, decluttering reduces stress. Stress. That tricky little feeling that causes hormones to do all sorts of things we know aren't good for us. Forgo sleep, snap at our spouses, and yes, reach for just one more cookie in the pantry. You know, to even it up. Please tell me I'm not the only one who thinks like this. A study published in the Harvard Business Review found that those who feel overwhelmed by their stuff are more likely to engage in avoidance strategies like eating junk food and watching TV. I know that when I need to deal with something that feels overwhelming, like reaching out to a potentially big client or navigating the tech back end of my business or having a difficult conversation, I suddenly really need a snack. And we've all done this, whether it's the overwhelm we feel by the clutter in the kitchen or all those papers we don't know what to do with. Our natural response is to avoid the pain and indulge in something that feels good, like calories and YouTube. Unfortunately, this doesn't result in positive net outcomes for our health. So if we declutter our homes, we remove a significant source of stress from our lives. This creates more peace of mind, which allows us to make healthier choices. And number 3, decluttering helps you recognize enough. This is a big one. Like many of us, I was raised to clean my plate. My Italian family reinforced the idea that more food was better. But when it comes to food or stuff, is this really true? Yes, it's wonderful to have good food and to surround ourselves with things that are useful and beautiful to us. But is there a point at which this becomes too much, where the goodness of the food or the stuff is negated by the fact that there is simply too much of it? This is the point where we feel bloating and pain from overeating or shame and anxiety from overbuying. It's all consumption, whether it's going in our stomachs or in our closets. And the key question we need to ask ourselves before filling our shopping cart or our plate is this: how much is enough? Decluttering your closets will help you start to answer this question in your physical surroundings, and that thought pattern will easily travel to your plate. You just listened to the post titled 3 Ways Decluttering Helps You Lose Weight by Rose Lounsbury of roselounsbury.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. It can be difficult to find time to cook in the fall with busier routines, back to school, and shorter days. But no matter how hectic it gets, Factor makes it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious. They make it easy to support your wellness goals with a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp without any extra cost. For the first time, try Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. If I wasn't already meal prepping weekly myself, it's what I'd use. Eat smart at factormeals.com/OHD50off and use code OHD50off to get 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code OHD50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you stand out and hire fast. With Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. When I was looking to hire, it was so slow and overwhelming. I wish I had used Indeed. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. Dr. Neil here for my commentary. I really appreciated the decluttering suggestions today's author Rose mentioned. Even when we hear information like this, or know that we should be doing things like decluttering our lives, it can be difficult to take that first step. I mean, I'm definitely not perfect. I procrastinate completing tasks that need to get done all the time. But here's something I've found helpful, especially when it comes to tasks that I've been postponing for a long time. Set a timer and say to yourself, okay, I'm just going to declutter or do this behavior for 5 minutes. Then, once the 5 minutes are up, I'm going to stop. This little trick gets us to just start, because sometimes we just need to get started. That's the biggest barrier. Once we start the task or the behavior or whatever it is, it doesn't seem so bad. We find that all that procrastinating was really for nothing. And the really cool thing is, this 5-minute timer trick works again for almost any behavior. So if you're not in the mood to get in a workout, set a timer for 5 minutes and tell yourself you'll stop walking, swimming, rowing, biking, whatever, once the 5 minutes are up. And you want to know the other really great thing about this trick? We'll often keep going after the timer goes off. Try it out. You'll see what I mean. All right, that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for being here and listening all the way through to the end. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And of course, I'll see you back here on tomorrow's show where your optimal life awaits.